tonight, a 62-61 win for Carson-Newman over Columbus State. And, Coach, you look at this ball game, really the big difference, Nikki James, 22 points coming off the bench for her. What did you see out of her performance this evening?
Well, you know, Nikki just plays so hard, and certainly anytime she can get it facing the basket, she's usually pretty good at getting those layups. And, you know, her free throws have come along. She was 4 of 6 tonight. I think that was huge. And then the 6 boards and 5 of them being offensive, getting those putbacks are certainly something that can help our team.
And we talked about this during the weekend in Dahlonega, but Carson-Newman, in the 5 games now we've had, there have been a lot of different type games. You had the come-from-behind win against Georgia College on Saturday. Tonight, more of a back-and-forth, really grinded-out type game. You have to be pleased with how your team performed, especially in that last minute.
Well, the one thing that I told them in the locker room was that we've had different scenarios now with these 4 different wins, and lost the lead against North Georgia, pushed the lead back, held on to it, didn't play very well against Georgia College, found a way to come back and win. Tonight, I don't think we played particularly well either. The turnovers are disturbing. I thought, you know, and you were there watching, I thought we turned the ball over just way too many times. Our high-low looks were just bad, and it got me really frustrated. But nevertheless, we still found a way to pull out a W on our home court. And, you know, that last play there, you know, I was sweating bullets, and I thought she was going to get it on the backside with a wide-open layup. But being able to get that win is huge for us.
And then you also you mentioned some of the turnovers, and a lot of those turnovers have come when Carson-Newman, a player on the perimeter, tries to pass it down low. But really the last Carson-Newman basket came on a play just like that. Tatum getting it to Nikki James right in the basket.
Well, Columbus State does a good job. They switch things up on you, and sometimes they're in man, sometimes they're in zone, sometimes they're in 1-3-1. And we had a man play called, and they came out and set up in a 2-3 zone. And so that foiled our man play, and then Tatum just made a good feed. I believe it was Tatum that made the feed in there to Nikki. Nikki sealed her up good and high, and, you know, we were fortunate to get that play because we had a man play set up. But that's what – when you're going to win games and you have a good squad, they're going to be able to make plays regardless of what defense the coach sends out there.
And you mentioned Tatum Burst. She led Carson-Newman with 11 first-half points, finished 4-16. And for her and a lot of these other Lady Eagles, this is the first time they've had the chance to play in front of the home crowd at Holt Fieldhouse. How did you feel about her performance and then just the rest of the team getting to play at home for the first time?
Well, I always I mean, we've usually played really well at home. Last year we had an 11-2 record, and I think that anytime we step on the floor here at Holt Fieldhouse that we're supposed to hold serve on our home court and certainly win. Sometimes you're cautious because you get to play in front of, you know, the football team or the baseball team or whoever's here, and you want to show out. And so you got to stay within yourself, stay within the offense, and, you know, take good shots. And I thought they played really hard. You know, I can't help but to mention J.J. McLaughlin because she just played outstanding. You know, she's all over the place making things happen. And, of course, Tatum, she's continued to stay hot. She was 6 of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 from the 3. I mean, what can you say about her? For a freshman to just continue to shoot it as well as she is from the 3 is just remarkable.
And so now you have the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. How many more practices are left for this team? And then got to heat it back up. November 28th, Brevard comes to town. Well,
we're going to give them, I think we've had a hard stretch here with the exhibition games and certainly our regular season. And it's been, you know, 3 games in 5 days. And so we're going to give them 3 days off. We'll be back in here on Saturday night to practice. And we'll do a little turkey running to get that turkey out. And we'll go Sunday and then Monday and then hopefully lighten up a little bit on Tuesday. But we have a big one against Brevard on the 28th, and that'll be here. And once again, if you're going to have any eyes of winning a championship, you certainly can't give up conference games at home, so it's going to be a huge game for us.
Well, Coach Mincey, congratulations. Again, Carson-Newman a winner, 62-61 over Columbus State. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it.